guys, welcome back. We are still in the month of February and we're still talking about food and the best vitamins and minerals for a balanced body during premenopausal and menopausal, because we're still sticking to this in February, talking about food and nutrition and what's going to help us maintain our hormones through this transition period, right? So you know that your body is changing and what you put in it really matters. We already discussed this when we talked about protein and fats. And so today we're going to talk about what are the top vitamins and minerals that you should be focusing on through this transition time, and really all the time. You know, it's a little bit extra now just because as we get older, we're starting to feel the effects of our hormones diminishing, right? So this is what's going to help us stay strong, get energized, and, you know, balance our hormones. So I'm going to share you some of the best foods, you know, to get these naturally in your diet. And then I'll also talk about some supplements. And of course, just have to say this, but if you are taking any medications for any health concerns that you have right now, always check with your doctor or your pharmacist before you add any new supplements, because we don't know if there's going to be any contradictions with it. Anyway, you guys ready? Let's dive into this. So why is nutrition key during premenopausal and menopausal? So, you know, this is an important stage of our lives, and so we need to really focus on our nutrition, guys. I know it sucks, but we can't eat like we did when we were in our 20s and 30s. And don't get me wrong, you can still have that stuff, but moderation is the key, and I'm sure you've heard that before. And this is another thing, right? Like, I can make all these videos for you and tell you what to eat and what's good for you, but you need to wrap your head around it. So I want you to think when you're eating food, how it's nourishing you, what it's doing for you. It helps you make the right choices. And I don't know if I've said this before in my other videos, but again, I'm gonna wrap mindset around it, because mindset, guys, is key. Mindset is key at this time, you know, because we've been so wired for so long, and we have so many unlimiting beliefs and so many beliefs that, you know, we need to kind of, you know, try to change them, right? And that's the hardest part, right, guys? So this is why nutrition is so important at this time, you know, especially with estrogen, progesterone, and, you know, testosterone and our cortisol levels, you know, they're all shifting. Everything is just shifting. And these shifts can cause weight changes, fatigue, brain fog, you know, we talked about this, mood swings, and even bone loss, right? So we don't want any of that stuff. The good news is that, you know, if you include the right vitamins and minerals and foods, it could help balance your body, guys. It just make you feel better. This is why we have to understand why it's important to make good choices, because these things could really reduce your symptoms, especially if you're struggling with like night sweats or even day sweats, like, you know, and, you know, you just want to feel your best. So this is what we're talking about today, is about, you know, so let's break it down. Okay, so essential vitamins and minerals plus food sources that are really important right now is, one is calcium and vitamin D. And, you know, everybody knows calcium is good for your bones and, you know, strong like that. And vitamin D is also considered a hormone in your body. I know that sounds crazy, but it is. And so many of us lack it, especially if you live in a country where you don't get to go outside and get natural vitamin D from the sun. It's really important to supplement or make sure you're eating the proper foods that you have it, because vitamin D is crucial, guys. Like when COVID hit and a lot of these people were dying with COVID, is because they had such a lack of vitamin D in their system. And, you know, so vitamin D is going to protect you from so many things. So calcium and vitamin D, that's really important. Some good food sources for that, it would be, you know, dairy, of course, like cheeses and yogurts, and any kind of leafy green stuff like kale or spinach, you know, in a salad. And then some nuts like almonds, and if you like sardines are really good in vitamin D. And if you're not getting enough sunlight, then I would highly recommend supplementing with a vitamin D supplement. And even if you can, like, that's another thing I should talk about, but like getting your blood work done at least once a year to see if you are, if you need to supplement for certain vitamins in your body, because you don't want to be taking something in too much. But vitamin D is one of those supplements where you could take high doses of it. There's not much complications behind it. But again, if you are on any medications, or, I would always consult your doctor first before you start taking a new vitamin or mineral that you haven't taken before. So another good supplement is magnesium. This is a mineral. We're lacking it in our diet, guys, so much, because like their food sources are depleted of minerals because of our soils. So this is something that you can get in food, but I would highly recommend supplementing as well, especially before you go to bed at night, because it's one of those minerals that really help relax our nervous system, and it helps us sleep better. And if you're not sleeping well, again, your hormones are going to be all over the place. Some good food sources, like we talked about the fats, right? So avocados, guys. Avocados have a lot of it. Avocados are delicious, I love me an avocado. Nuts like almonds and cashews, really good. You ladies are gonna like this one, some delicious dark chocolate, but real dark chocolate, guys. Like, we're not talking about a 60% dark. I'm talking dark chocolate. We could only have like one square because it's so rich. And you're getting minimal in there, so don't fool yourself. Bananas. Who doesn't like a good banana, right? And pumpkin seeds. That's another good thing, pumpkin seeds. I do take pumpkin seed oil capsules because they do also help with hair loss and hormones. And that's another subject I'll talk about eventually, because pumpkin seeds is also a DHT blocker. And so when our hormones are all out of whack, we could be producing more DHT, which also causes hair loss. But that's another subject. I'm sorry, I love to rant, guys. Another good supplement that everyone should have in their diet, and try to get it with food if they can, is omega-3s, fatty acids, guys. This should be a staple in everybody's, vitamins. It's gonna help protect your heart. It's good for your brain health, and of course for hormone imbalance, right? Hormone balance is it is such a good supplement to take. Some food sources that you could get it out of, but I still recommend also, like magnesium, is getting the supplementation, is like salmon, flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, so you're not, you could get it, but I would highly recommend getting a good, quality omega-3. And if you guys want me to talk about the supplements I take, I could discuss that, but you let me know, because I have an old lady pill box. And my old lady pill box helps me remember to take my vitamins every day. And I have two old lady pill boxes. I have an AM one, which is this one, and then I have a PM one, which I take at night. And it really helps me make sure that I take them every day, because we have them, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can't go wrong. And you can see if you missed it, and you're like, damn, I missed it. And be nice to yourself. If you forget it one day, that's fine. But this really helps you remember to take them. I recommend this. I tell everybody, just, on Sunday, when you got a little bit of time, you just fill them up. And I fill mine up. Today is Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, and you see I haven't taken them yet. And this is a nice big one, so you could fit a lot in. That'll be another post. I'll talk about all the ones that I do take. And all these ones that I'm listing, I do take. So, just so you know. So, again, some supplement tips for it as well is you could get one that has non-fish ones, I think, if you're not into the fishy ones. But if you get a good one, you're not gonna get that fishy smell if you pay a little bit more and make sure it's fresh. And for me, I like to keep it in the fridge because they're good when they're in a cold condition. But if you live in some place that's cooler, it's fine leaving it outside on your counter. I wouldn't recommend leaving the vitamins in your bathroom where it gets hot and steamy either. Okay, so another good one, guys, is of course the B vitamins. B vitamins are good for so many reasons, but they really do help with energy and mood. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard about B12. People will get B12 shots because they're low in it. Again, go get your bloods checked, see if you are. because that could be something that could really, really help you if you go for the injections, and because you're low in it could help you with your energy levels if you're struggling, and your mood, right? Because if you are feeling tired all the time, then most likely your mood is going to be down, right? Because you don't understand. But a lot of good sources for B12s are lean meats. So, you know, your sirloin steaks, you know, your porks, eggs. I love me some eggs, and eggs are a really good source of B vitamins. Actually, eggs are like nature's multivitamin, that's what I call them. So if you can incorporate eggs in your diet daily, I highly recommend it. Lentils are also a really good source of it if you're into the legumes. And of course, dark leafy greens. That's why everyone should have a nice big salad every day, either lunch or dinner. You know, it's a good way to get a lot of different vegetables at one sitting. B12 is especially important if you're feeling like tired, like I said. So I would highly recommend, if you are, go get your bloods checked, see if that's the problem, see if that's the case. And it's really important, especially if you are vegan or vegetarian, like plant-based, because it's really hard to get it. So I would supplement with it if you are on a kind of vegan diet. Another one is zinc. Zinc is like, it's also one of those minerals that are really important. It helps with your thyroid and your immune system, guys. So that's another good one to be taken and supplementing with. Usually good sources again are pumpkin seeds, Brazilian nuts, oysters, nuts, eggs, right? Eggs as well. But again, it's one of those things that I would supplement. I do, even though I do eat a really balanced diet, because it's really hard to get minerals in our diets because of our soils being depleted. But you know, I think it's like 2 Brazilian nuts a day, I think is really good for you, for your thyroid health. I think that's psyllium, but I could be wrong. Could have zinc in it as well. Again, not 100% sure about that, but anyway. Another good supplement I take daily is a probiotic, guys. We have so much gut issues that contribute to a lot of our problems, and that's another topic, and I love talking about the gut, because the gut is like, they call it our second brain, you know, when you have those gut feelings, you know, and the gut really is like a hormonal regulation. So if you don't, like, your gut not good, nothing works properly. You're not absorbing your nutrients properly. So I highly recommend taking a really good probiotic, and it's not something you gotta take regularly. You could like take it for a month and then don't take it for another month and take it for a month. You know, I do continuously because I had irritable bowel disease, and it's just something I incorporate in my diet. And again, it's something I could talk about in more detail in another video, because otherwise I'm just gonna go on and on. I love all this stuff and I talk too much. But also fermented foods. You can get in fermented foods. Like, I love me some kimchi and some kombucha. I have it every night. I pour myself a little glass, put it in a wine glass so I feel all fancy, and I drink that. Of course, Greek yogurt, which also is high in protein, and it's a good source of probiotic. Sauerkraut, if you like that. Kefir, yeah, you know, I'm sure you know, because I'm sure you've heard this before, but it really helps, you know, it really helps with your digestion as well, you know, that it reduces bloating. Nobody likes that. So I recommend adding, you know, some of these supplements in your diet. These are the ones that I do and that I highly recommend, that could be life-changing if you're not. And again, I would, you know, go get your blood work done, guys. Go do that for yourself every year. See if you're deficient in anything, because it can make your life so much different. Like if you're low in iron, you know, that's also another thing that could cause a lot of tiredness and fatigue, and even mental problems, you know, like brain fog and stuff like that. Your ferritin levels are also really important. Again, eating red meat and that stuff. I take a multivitamin, and I take a really good one that has all this stuff in it as well, but then I take on top of that as well. Again, I'll talk in another video about my supplements that I take, because guys, that could be another half hour because I take so many. Okay guys, this part of the video, we're going to be talking about mindset, because you know me, I'm all about it. Being a mindset coach, I need to preach it, guys. So, eating for a balance, not perfection. Okay, I want you to really take that in, because here's the key. It's not about having a perfect diet. You know, I don't have a perfect diet. I try to eat as healthy as I can, but it's about balance, right? A lot of us feel overwhelmed by the pressure of eating healthy, right? Or eating clean, as they say, all the time. But listen, food is meant to nourish you, okay? Not stress you out. So let's think about that when it comes to trying to have a balanced diet, right? I don't want you now to use this as an excuse to go eat all the crap, because that's not it at all. But I want you to realize that you don't need to be perfect all the time, and be gentle with yourself if you do slip up. We all do, and that's perfectly fine. I want you to think, instead of, I can't eat that, I can't eat that because it's bad. But try and say, like, what can I add to my diet to support my body? You know what I mean? Like, I want you to think about nourishing yourself and doing yourself good, because I don't know about you, but when I eat healthy, or good for myself, like I know what I'm doing, it makes me feel good mentally as well. Yeah, my body feels great, which I'm probably, helps with the mental part of it as well. But I mean, like, I just feel good. So there's like a mindset shift, like I want you to take. So I want you to think about that again. Instead of, I can't have that, I want you to think, what can I add that's going to support my body? And, instead of cutting out everything out, like, like going, I'm going to go raid my closet, my cupboard, my pantry or whatever, and just throw out all the junk. I want you to start adding more nutrient-rich foods instead of trying to get rid of, And then another thing, guys, instead of worrying about weight, like how much weight you're going to put on for what you eat, I want you to focus on energy and how you feel. We always worried about the weight because, it's programmed in our mind, but I want you to focus on the energy and how you feel after you eat something, because that's really important. And remember it, put it in your bank, in your brain, And then instead of guilt around food, I want you to practice gratitude for nourishing yourself and the nourishment that you're getting from this food, because we don't do that anymore. Like before we used to eat, we used to pray and thank God for the food that we're eating. I want you to do that every time before you sit down. In your mind, you don't have to say it out loud, or but just say, thank you, God, for this food, or thank you, whoever, universe, for this food, whoever you believe in. It doesn't have to be God, but just be thankful for it before you eat it. It helps you realize what you're doing. I know that sounds weird, because sometimes we mindfully eat and we don't realize. Like when you go and you're watching something and you're not even hungry, but you want something to snack on, and you go get a pack of chips and you start eating it, and you're watching something and you don't realize, and by the end you finish the whole big bag, and then you feel horrible afterwards. It's because you didn't think before you started. And don't get me wrong, if you want to do that, like you feel like a little peckish and you want something to eat, my suggestion is go get a little bowl. Put a little in, and then put the rest away, far away, put it away. And then you have your portion. And that's going to be we're going to talk about planning and all that in my next week. I wanted to focus more on minerals and vitamins, of course, a little bit of my mindset, guys, in there for you guys. So I want you to realize, your body's changing. It always is. But it's not working against you. Because that's what people say, like it's not. It's just asking for different support. Again, guys, mindset, right? So the more we listen to what it needs, the better we'll feel. All right, I know I've been rambling on too long, so let's wrap this up. So let's do a recap. So our key takeaways, guys: support your bones with some vitamin D and calcium, because they go together. Reduce stress and sleep better with magnesium. Boost your energy and brain health with your B vitamins and your omegas. Keep your hormones balanced with your zincs and probiotics and psyllium, right? And let's focusing on adding nutrition instead of restricting yourself, okay? And I want you to hear, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys are feeling about this, because no one's getting back to me on these videos, and I want to know if they're helping you. So please, guys, let me know. What's one nutrient or food you're going to focus on adding this week? Or a vitamin, you know? What are you gonna do? Just drop it in the comments. Let me know, guys. I want to know. I want to know if this is getting through to you. And if this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe share it to someone with a friend who needs this information. Because guys, we need to spread this to other women. Let's support each other through this journey. Let us women stand together, because it's so important. We are so much more stronger when we stand together. And it's so much easier when you know other people are going through the same things you are, you know? So let's share this together. Anyway, I hope this helps. And again, let me know if you have any questions or comments below. Love you guys.
Don't forget to like this video and share it with anyone you feel this information will be useful. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you again.